Hello and welcome to another Swiggin Steve's Bargain Beer Reviews. This time I'm going back to Lidl. This is one I've had in the fridge a while. It was at the back of the fridge and I forgot about it. And I'm quite excited about this one. Now let's cast your minds back to, I don't know, a couple of months ago when Lidl almost released like this 440 can craft beer range. And they were selling bottles cans for under £2. And they surpassed the standard of Tesco's craft cans did. Now luckily I didn't get a chance to try any because all the shelves had been emptied by the time I'd got there. Bearing in mind this is when all the COVID thing was going off and the shop and queues were going on for miles and miles and miles. So this is a 440. Actually, no, it's a 500ml can. Actually, double check. Yeah, 500ml can. It's a session IPA, and this is what it looks like. And it's called Steam Brew, and it's a session IPA in this lovely silver can. It's got this lovely sort of steampunk artwork on it. If I just rotate that around a little bit for you so you can see some of that artwork on there. Lovely, well presented can. I don't want to read about the beer. Let's oil the gears of life. Okay, so really looking forward to this. It comes in at 4.9%, so it's still quite, even though it's a session beer, it's still quite chunky. So let's see what this is like. I'm really excited. So you're getting some light citrus hop notes coming on there, almost like a subtle tangerine, and there were like a subtle little mango sort of jumping out of me there, only very subtle though. Smells nice, smells inviting. So I'm Swiggin Steve, for those people that never watched my channel before, and I review bargain beer. It's a bargain price. This came in at £1.39, so not £1.50, so it's cheaper than your bottle beer. So I guess in my head I'm comparing this to the real ales at £1.50 at Tesco, so the 500ml bottles, and if it's better than that then it's good value for money. In my mind anyway. Might be better than that. So it's got a lovely, I'm looking at that now, is that slightly hazy? Looks to the light. Might be slightly hazy, that, you know. Yeah, it's a little bit hazy, that's a little bit murky. We've got about 3 fingers worth of a white head, because I've poured it like, not very well. But it is a little bit hazy, that's not being filtered. Early signs of good quality. But it's a very almost like yellow S, like not champagne, but sort of like I would describe that almost like slightly lager-esque maybe. Like a pale yellow, straw colour maybe. Straw's the best way to describe that. A light wee colour. Yeah, so I'm going in. I'm not getting a lot on the because it's got such a big head on it. But it smells quite subtle. Yeah, I'm getting little bits of orange coming through. Getting little bits of sort of like tangerine, you know. I'm getting little bits of like mango coming through, I think. And sort of lemon, not really grapefruit. Yeah, I can tell there's something there. Here we go. It's very light. It's very subtle. It's refreshing. Quite crisp. There's not much going on it, but it's nice and pleasant. It's a pleasant beer. It's very pleasant, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not a filtered beer as well, so we can presume that genuine proper hops have been used in this beer. It's really well balanced. Not particularly sweet. It's not really that sweet. It's not really that bitter. It's not really that hoppy. It's got it's very plain. It's kind of nice. When I think I paid £1.39 for this, it's okay. I think I'm a little bit disappointed. I was expecting, because of all the excitement that was coming out with these Lidl beers, I'm a little bit disappointed. But there's quality to this beer. But it almost reminds me of like a German Pilsner, or like a German sort of like a Helles beer or something like that, where it's like got little tiny hop characters to it, but actually it's just really refreshing. You've got almost like I reckon lager malts have been used in this beer, or pale malts, very subtle. I mean, it's very got pale colour, hasn't it? So it's going to be so the malts aren't intervening with the hops, but the hops aren't massive either, you know. A bit of a lemony, zesty sort of thing going on with it. Yeah, it's almost like a lager. It's very lager-esque. So it's on can. It's only giving me some ingredients in English. It's in lots of different languages. It says beer ingredients: water, barley, malt, hop extract, yeast. That's all it's telling us. I'm not getting anything else on this. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, it's drinkable, and I mean, I'm kind of enjoying it, but it's not an IPA for me. This is not an IPA. Oh, it's pale ale. Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, it's a pale ale. That being said, even though it's a pale ale, it's still it's very subtle. There's not much hop character to it. I think my dad would love this beer. It's got a freshness though. It's got a fresh quality to it, which is really nice. There is a freshness to it, and you are getting more hop character than you would do with a lager. There is like a bit more of a citrusy bitterness that runs through it, and there's very subtle little tangerines, and there's subtle little very, very distant sort of like mangoes in it, but it's so subtle. Yeah, pale ale. Just to clarify, where I've got IPA from then. Should have IPA somewhere on it. Yeah, it says on top session IPA. Right, so it's a session IPA, but then it's a pale ale. So on the top of the can it says session IPA, and then it says pale ale. Right, so I don't think it really knows what it wants to be, and that's where the problem lies, I think, with the beer, because I don't think it really does know what it wants to be. But it is pleasant enough, and it's worth £1.39. Let's get that out there. It's worth £1.39. But it reminds me almost like a dry up lager, but a really subtle dry up lager. The more I drink it, there's more of a cheapness coming through, and the thinner it seems. But if someone said this were a dry up lager at £1.39 a can and it was 500 mils, I think I'd be kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. I'm not the kind of person that likes telling breweries what to call the beers, but I think anyone trying this, I would strongly, I'd advise any beer reviewer to try this. Anybody drinking beer, anyone that likes dry up lagers, to have a go at this, or pale ales maybe. Give it a go. Now, the one thing I will say is, earlier on tonight I had quite a hoppy beer, but that was over an hour ago now, and sometimes that affects your taste palates, and that sometimes may have had an effect on this, and maybe I would have picked up some of the hops a little bit more had I not had that beer earlier. because I was expecting this to be probably a little bit more hop forward, but it's not. But it's a lovely beer. It's a lovely beer actually, and it is refreshing. I would like to fill my fridge with this. At $1.39, you know, you could get what 3 or 4 cans for under a fiver. 3 cans from 3 cans, something like that. I don't know. 3 cans, should we say? Yeah, and it has got that it's got that lemony citrusy bite coming through it. I think there's a Cascade hop in this that's quite typical of that. I say Cascade hop for everything, don't I? Bloody hell. Oh, I'm always wrong. Scores on the board. What am I going to give this? $1.39. It's okay. It's a good beer. It's a good beer. It's a good beer, and I would drink this again. It gets a 7.4 out of 10 for me. A 7.4 out of 10. It's not very good. It's good. You can tell it's got some quality to it. The fact that it's hazy shows that it's got some quality to it. Yeah, it's just unusual. I don't think it really knows what it wants to be. And I'm a little bit disappointed because it said session IPA, so I was thinking, ooh, IPA. Pale ale. I was confused because it says pale ale, and then it's like it actually tastes like a dry up lager. So yeah, so there we go. That's my review on this beer. Definitely go out and try it. Definitely give it a whirl. I've been Swiggin Steve. I'd love to know what people say about this one. This is a really interesting one, so please leave your comments. I'll get back to you. See you on the next review. Bye.